Hello everyone and welcome back to another Tank of the Week. This week it was a very close race between the Badger and the Foshbee, but the Badger squeaked out ahead on top, and so this week will be the Badger. So equipment wise, you're only really going to need one set, you know, HP Turbo Rammer. That's kind of what you want in like 99% of cases. You can have a proc setup, Prokhorovka setup with like Rammer turbo aiming unit events, want something like that if you really want to have a secondary set for like, one or two maps. But you're gonna be running this most of the time. Ammo or consumables, this tank can carry a lot of ammo, and its HE is really good. So you're gonna want to bring a decent chunk of those. So right now I got 48 and 12, which is, good amount of HE. Field mods, always take the left on TDs, it's just better. Always take this on any tank, this parallax adjustment, reducing the circle size, it's always better. Um, this view range, you're not really, like the 6% camo after firing is so small, you're not really going to miss it. On the Badger, because this tank is playing like EPM, it's really helpful that you just get the reload as low as possible, right? This helps us get another, what does it get? 0.25 seconds off our reload, so that's useful. And it only costs us what? 50 HP? Yeah, that's worth it. This one, like our reverse speed is 15, that's too slow to take the right. And like you shouldn't take the right because you lose too much repair speed and your engine power, which this tank needs all the help it can get in terms of engine power. There's map bans. The Badger's pretty good on most maps. Um, Not really any maps you ban because of the tank. You more ban them because it's just a bad map. I would not ban Airfield though. Airfield's got a couple spots you can play on either side here, that are pretty decent in the Badger, more so from the east. But I'm gonna go ahead and ban Outpost. I'm gonna ban Overlord, and I'm going to ban. Hmm. We'll just go ahead and ban Oyster Bay, even though I didn't really want to. But okay, so first game, Westfield. It's a pretty good matchup for us. The only kind of negative thing is that there is two arty. This tank is kind of, if the arty starts shooting at you, it probably won't stop, because this tank is so slow, and it's pretty big target too. It's not like you're small and can easily dodge. If they shoot at you, they're probably gonna hit you, which means that they'll probably shoot at you. Alright, so we're just gonna go play the typical spot. Playing decent amount of tanks. You can play the spot in kind of any tank that has even a little bit of gun depression. It's worse in tanks that have less gun depression, but it still gets the job done just fine. So we want to try to stop people from going in this hole right off the start. And it doesn't look like anybody wants to go in the hole. So our team's going in the hole, which is really good for us because it means we can play super duper aggressive. And we're gonna get pushed, but that's fine. Yeah, the first shot from Artie does 500, very cool. And now we're just, farming out. And there's an AFK type 5. Why not shoot the type 5? And this is where, Badger's PPM really is huge. Because I'm doing 500 damage every, 6 seconds? Okay, why are there 2 AFK tanks? And this is what I mean kind of about being an arty magnet. Like, there's like so many other tanks in the game, and I'm the one getting focused for the arty. because I can't move to dodge it at all, right? And we kind of need the IS-4 to get lit again. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay, so not sure why my teammates aren't shooting him, but I'm not gonna find out them not shooting. Oh, the arties have reloaded. Notice how I've only taken damage from artillery this time. Oh, the next shot incoming. Very cool. Now, I guess that's the price you pay for playing a good time. Oh, Badger. And now we're just gonna load HE for this guy because there's no reason to not load HE for this guy. But we bounce our HE, so that's not good. But now we don't really. That was a bad shot to take, but no. The weak spot if you turn your tank. Anyways, we don't want to push that because we have no HP, because we got early doll game, and it's not like we could do damage to them anyways because they are just so hull down and in the back of the map there. So we are going to rotate. There's still 3 unspotted medium tanks, so there's still a lot of HP in the game. There's not really any need to kind of go find the barns with our face. We're going to let our teammate go find the barns with his face. And hopefully we get, a shot or two from them shooting at him. Or we can drive a little bit further and look for a shot on these medium tanks, who appear to be yodeling into the open and die. Definitely yodeled into the open and have died. Similar thing seems to have happened with the barns, though, unfortunately. Oh no. There. Oh, that was not good for me, but, it worked out. So I believe from here I'm gonna have a shot on Badger. So yeah, when he peeks like this, like a psychopath, we'll be able to punish him, and we should reload. Finishes him off for us, so it's nice of him. And now we kind of need to balance our aggressiveness between, wanting to get more damage, but also not having, not dying too early, We still want to survive. Both already? You're free? That's not good timing for me, but he keeps them. We want to, we want to close because we're not a one-shot, but we can't go super close because we don't have a lot of HP. Like, I would not be doing what this guy's doing. It's kind of psycho, like, kind of crazy. But if he's going to do that, it means I can play a little more aggressive here. And we get a nice 700 roll with our HE because, the Badger HE is just crazy like that. And so now we're just looking for where enemy tanks are. And unfortunately it's a railing or something. And we should be able to get one more shot on this leopard. And we don't pan that HE. That's the risk of shooting HE, but with 130 pen, I think you should, that's a fine thing to shoot at with HE. But that was a pretty good game. Even though a lot of our damage came from the AFK Type 5 and the AFK IS-4, it's just a good example of when the damage is there, the Badger is really good at when it's in the fight and when it's able to shoot its gun consistently. It's a really good tank. And we only did what was it, okay, 3.6? So 3.6 to AFK tanks. We did AK. 5k real damage. But yeah. So on to the second game. We still have 2 already, which is kind of unfortunate. But the map's okay for us. Obviously, Westfield is better than Glacier for the Badger, but you know, you can't really complain if you get Westfield. So we're gonna go straight to the heavy line, you know, ABC line, try to push through, because this tank is super slow, and if you want to open to the middle, you're you're too slow to rotate from the middle. Uh, so I'm just gonna open straight to where I want to fight the majority of the game. And hopefully they do not have a tank going up the hill, because that could be very annoying if somebody goes in. Like they have half their team making a beeline for the middle of the map. Like they've changed this map so that going middle is not as good as it once was, because you don't get the free shots and the heavy tanks crossing like this. I don't know why people still go there. I wouldn't go there, and the majority of my tanks, unless you're hoping to catch somebody just driving completely in the open, but you know, like all my heavy tanks took the road that you just don't get shot from. That was good by them. They are being very aggressive over here. This T-57 player is crazy. I kind of want to play close, because I don't want to play off my 60 TP friend who's has this crazy angle. This is not good, actually. If you just let me play there, I could go. But yeah, we need to leave this, because they have a lot more here than us. Like, a lot more. So, I need to figure out a way to leave without dying. So, even though this was like less than ideal, we still got out of here. Need to get a little further back though, to be completely safe, and you know, have our teammates who are in the front of the base protecting us. Might get shot with a 277 to the E4, but we're gonna try to use the wreck of the mouse to stay safe from that. Okay, we stayed safe from that, and now we're pretty unpushable back here. We have our team behind us. You know, if they decide to peek, we'll probably get a free shot on this guy as he comes around, or he's just gonna go there and try to kill my team, who's still in the middle for some. Yeah, but if they drive out like this, like I'll just. So we need to be careful, because Patton is dying and he's not spotting, so we need to be spotting. But we weren't spotting for a reason at the time, so they could really be right on top of us. And we didn't have a ton of pressure, unfortunately. This is kind of annoying. Because they're not going to push us, they're just going to kill my team. And then... or they're going to rotate back, and I'm going to have to blind or push. Be careful, because the E4 can just pen me. And he's shooting gold, so he can just pen me. And this is pointless to play, because They're not peeking. Which is a real shame because if they just drove at me, they would kill me pretty easily because my team is not covering me at all. Like the Leo in this situation should really be like here. He's safe and can protect me because now he's just letting the 758 do this. And the 57 already crossed. That's not good. Like this is kind of not what you want to have happen. But we're gonna turn our tank to the majority of the enemies, and we're gonna get owned by the arty. And maybe angle. I don't know. This game is not much to do. Like, I can't sit there and fight because they have 7 and we have like 4 with me there. It's just bad. We did good getting out, but then they just pushed on awkward timing. Like the 57 was allowed to cross to A5 and I didn't spot him. And then the 758 was allowed to push up and not be spotted until like, you know, he was already like here. And then I had nobody in the base covering me because, you know, they've got players just doing nothing over here and sitting AFK in the middle. So yeah, if I have a little bit of cover, or like, you know, 1 or 2 tanks, if my patent lives, like, they're scared, they don't push me. But that's one of the downsides of the Badger, because obviously I don't want to sit there. Like, I don't want to sit... Okay, we're not going to watch that guy. I don't want to sit here, because I can't really do anything from here, but I also, like, I'm not fast enough to just run all the way. Like, I was barely fast enough to get here, without taking damage. The only reason I was able to is because the mouse died in this position. And that's really all there is to it. I'm not fast enough to move anywhere. Like, if I play here, I don't spot them coming here. So I kind of have to go back and forth between these two because I have to spot them both myself. Couple unfortunate circumstances, I guess. Oh well. Like, in an ideal world, you know, I get back to here, and I'm like completely unkillable up here. But like that can't happen because I'm in a Badger. Also, I'm not sure why this guy just doesn't try to do something with his blaze for medium tank. He's got to be AFK. Yeah, probably AFK. Also, if you are in this position as, you know, a tank that's around this area here, if you look at the menu map, you can see my mouse. Like, if you're on the front of the base here, or you're at these rocks here, and your team has completely lost the north, you need to get to, like, you know, A9 as soon as possible, B9 as soon as possible. Because if people peek here and here and they don't get shot, they're just gonna drive like they did. Because they know that you do not have good shots from the front of the base here. Because you're too close and you'll get spotted for shooting, and then you'll get owned from the middle, or you'll get owned from the people you're shooting at, right? And this Leo should just come back here, play in the trees here, be completely unspotted, and just own them when they drive like this. Or he can be up here in these rocks and own them, you know, the entire way. And when they peek here, he gets the shots like, you know, shooting on reload kind of thing, right? And if he gets spotted, there's a nice little, you know, rock for him to hide behind. So let's just, you know, if you're in that situation, you know what to do. But if you're playing in the Badger in this situation, you kind of just hope that you have people to go back and cover you. Because where was I going? I could go here, but then, like, I can shoot nothing. They could just all be here, pull up randomly. I don't know. I think I picked the right position. Kind of unlucky that A, they all pushed me at once, and B, I wasn't able to spot them all, like spot them coming in at all, and C, that I had literally nobody in the base covering me. Like the Patton was already dead. But moving on to the next game. Okay, on to the third game. Encounter Siegfried Line. Tier 8. You know, this map is really, really good when it's attack, or when it's assault, or attack defense. But counter and normal Siegfried Line are not enjoyable maps to play. Essentially, if you can't play hull down, you can't play the map. And you're kind of forced to play around the edges of the map. I can play hull down against every one of their tanks except one. You know, the Jagdpanzer. He's just got 420 pen and can just shoot through me, shoot through my boobs whenever. These two things in the front of the tank are like the weak spots if you're ever fighting a hull down Badger. Depending on the angle you get them at, like if you're shooting on the side, if you're shooting like this spot will be weak here. Badger's angling like that. But yeah, they're about 350 effective, I want to say. So if you have like the heat, it's a 50-50. If you have 340, it's slightly less than a 50-50. But you know, if you got nothing else to shoot at and you want to shoot at something, this is your best bet. The boobs in the front of the tank. But yeah, we're just gonna go drive around and hope we find, you know, somebody to play all down against. It's not the Yag. And we have found the Yag. That's quite unfortunate. Hopefully our 252 thinks he can. Yep. Okay, so he can play all down against the Yag. I'm pretty sure that guy's shooting AP. Because that kind of looked like AP. Based on the, I don't think I have a shot on him. I don't think I want to cross, because they have a lot more tanks than me. It's a little unlucky. That was just bad angling. I gave him a shot on my lower plate for some reason. Where's the Yag? Staring at us still. Well, all the damage is here, but, you know, the Yag is also here, so that's not great. The Panzer 7 will peek again. Oh, that trade went pretty well for him. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not gonna play here anymore. That Yag is just so annoying. The Panzer 7 is not just animal poking. It's actually peeking off his, you know. So we can cover our guy, I guess. Not really anything else to do. He probably doesn't peek that again, right? Oh no, he peeks it again. No, they've kind of buffed the mantlet of the Panzer 7. So I don't know if I can just go straight through the mantlet like I was able to before they buffed it. And I'm very afraid of the Yag, because I don't know if my TDs or tank are spotting back there. They are not spotting back there, so we're stuck here fighting 2 tier 10s when there's, you know, multiple tier 8s to fight. Oh well. But yeah, I can't just come in that stuff, so I'll just do that. Pretty lucky shot there, but we kind of need to kill this guy. Now, the previous lucky shot, I guess, made up for that shot. Now we kind of want to hold the yak. Okay, so he shot. How do we get that up? I think we're gonna take it fast. Got hardening on too, that's not ideal. Maybe we get him to miss somehow? No. No, we're good. This is very unfortunate. I'm not sure why he just decided to fucking animal like that, but I guess it worked out for him. Can't blame him. Surely. I'm just gonna hide 420 feet angle. Yeah, man. I don't want to peek too much because, you know, he's got 420 pounds, but I also do want to peek a little bit here. I'm just going to HE him because I can't be bothered to, no. I cannot be bothered. Anyways, now that he's, you know, dealt with, we have to hope that there's nobody in the bush here. There shouldn't be anyone there unless they've rotated back to there. Hopefully they haven't. Hopefully the VK shoots. He did. Hopefully he doesn't spot us coming in here. Oh well. The VK did not spot the waffle there, and I thought, you know, he would spot him as he was peeking, but I guess the VK killed him. I don't know. We just fought the worst tanks to fight this entire game because we went to a spot and the Yag followed us to a spot. I'm not really sure why he did that. Like, he would have had a better game, and I would have had a better game if he just went and fought the tanks that couldn't do damage to him. Like, I'm already committed where I am. He knows I'm committed. He just goes to fight somewhere else and, you know, kills my entire team. Instead, he decided to make his game a lot more difficult for me and him. But, like, that's kind of a downside. If you fight a tank that can just pen you, like an E4, like anybody with 350 plus heat that just pens you automatically anywhere in the Badger, you're kind of shit out of luck, right? You're kind of forced to suck it up and just take it if you have to fight them. Like, if I know the Yag is gonna play there, I shouldn't go there. I would just go fight at a different holdown against tanks that can't pen me. Because I went where I did, and I was committed, can't really leave from there without taking a ton of damage. Because you have to cross the road in front of all their TDs you have to cross, you have to cross this road here, right? From here, come out here. And crossing this road means that you can get shot from all the tanks that are back here. And you know, there was at least one tank back here because this tree was knocked over. And the Yag is also holding the angle, and the Panzer 7 could just, you know, back up and shoot, and this Type 57 is also there. It was bad to kind of commit to a position that I couldn't leave from super easily, but I thought it was safe enough because the only tank that could contest me there was the Yag, and unfortunately he decided to contest me. So it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But it was also kind of unfortunate that the waffle didn't get spotted because I wouldn't have crossed like I did if I knew he would have been spotted or if he knew he was there. Just like cross the road, kind of behind the VK, and then you come like this and you're golden. But yeah, I know those were two lackluster games, not great games, but I think it was a good kind of portrayal of the tank's weaknesses. Because in the Glacier game, I was too slow to leave from a position where, it's pretty safe to commit to the heavy side in most tanks, like in any tank, right? But the weakness of the Badger there is it's too slow to leave. Um, and in this game, the weakness of the Badger was just its armor is good, but it's not great, right? Like it's just not great. Um, like if you're angled down at all, you just get penned. If you give your lower plate at all, you just get penned, right? Like if you're on flat ground or they're shooting up at you, like your armor's fine unless you're fighting against a Yag. And yeah, this is a pen. I don't know. Guess I was trying to get him to shoot me in the tracker, something. I don't know. But there's no kind of bouncing that shot. But yeah, if you fight a tank that can just pen you, like Yag, BZTD, anything with, 360 plus pen, Ho-Ri just eats the Badger. If you fight any of those tanks, you're kind of in danger because they typically have more alpha than you. I don't think there's a tank that has, well, except for the Sturv. The Sturv barely has enough pen, but I think he'll be able to pen you. Um, 350 APCR. But unless you're fighting a tank, if you're gonna fight a tank that can pen you, they probably have higher alpha than you, which means you kind of have to trade off your DPM, and that's kind of hard to do in this kind of how the game is played, because typically he's not gonna be alone, right? You're gonna be trading off DPM with like four tanks. So yeah, that's kind of the weakness of the Badger right there. And the gun arc, like side to side, is not great either. I think the first game was good though. It showed kind of the strengths of the Badger. You've got your DPM. If you've got tanks that either A can't pen you, like you're playing held on against tanks that can't pen you and they keep peeking, um, or B you've got like they're distracted. This tank does a really good job at like dishing out the damage when it has consistent shots. And it also its HE is really good. So that's kind of the main two things about the Badger. You've got DPM and you got HE, and you got Stalma armor. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me for this week's tank of the week. Um, Make sure to vote for next week's tank. We'll have the poll. Well, I'm not sure what the tanks will be, but we'll have a poll when the video releases. And replay of the week will be next week. So make sure you submit your replays so that we have replays to look at. Because it's hard to review replays if there are no replays submitted. So that'll be it from me, and I'll see you guys next time.